Good morning. Happy Sunday. I'm wearing Ohio State stuff, which means it's college football day. If you've watched this channel before, you know that I record my videos the day before I upload them. That's just to give me a little bit of extra time and editing and all that fun stuff. So yeah, anyway, couple things before I really start getting into this. This video is coming out on September 22nd. That's Hobbit Day. That's Tolkien Day. I'm not really doing anything special for it, but I did want to recognize it and wish every one of you out there who is a Tolkien fan, Lord of the Rings fan, Hobbit, Silmarillion, Fall of Numenor, all of that stuff, anything Tolkien's ever written or had anything to do with, happy Hobbit Day to everybody out there. It's also Football Sunday. My team's not playing today. Well, tomorrow. You get it. You get it. So anyway, got those two things out of the way. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today that's watching this right now. And today's review is going to be a blend that I honestly kind of forget exists for a couple reasons. Number one, it's actually a little pricey. I believe when I bought this one, it was a couple years ago, and I think I want to say I paid like $21 for it. It is. That's not to say it's not a good blend or it's like overhyped or anything. It's actually not really overhyped at all. I just don't really think of it. It's not one that I reach for often. And what blend is that? Well, that blend is Salty Dogs. I can't remember who makes this. Uh, yeah, I can't remember. Throw it in the comments if you remember. Uh, Salty Dogs is a Virginia Perique blend in a navy style, and it is in a plug. Uh, it does have a little bit of topping on it, but it's very subtle. I've had this blend just a couple of times, so I suppose one could consider this a first impression. It's up to you. As you'll notice, I am trying a bit of a different kind of layout today. I'm actually recording this on my iPad, so if you notice anything as far as video quality goes, that's probably why. I'm just experimenting a little bit. I wanted to see how this would go. Normally, I record this on my iPhone, which is a 15 Pro, using the front-facing camera, but using my mic setup, I have to get a different cable for it. So I've kind of been not really putting that off, but more or less just kind of forgetting that I need to do that. So what I've been doing is recording videos just with the phone and the phone audio. And that's been going okay, but it does pick up a lot of background sounds. Primarily the air conditioner and the fan that's right next to it. So I wanted to try this and see how the video quality was. Worst case scenario, this will just be a temporary thing until I get the cable, because I need to order that still. It is on my to-do list and it's near the top. So hopefully that will be happening soon, as long as I remember. So enough jaw-jacking. Let's get into this. Once again, this is a plug, and if you want to know how to, or how I prepare my plug tobacco for smoking, because you can't just put a plug in the pipe, that would be difficult and probably wouldn't ever light. So if you want to know how I prepare my plug tobaccos, I essentially do the same process for every blend type, whether it's a Burley or whether it's a Virginia plug, whatever. Regardless of what it is, I prepare them all the same way. So I think it'll be up here in this corner. Go check that video out if you want to know how I do it. So, let's light this baby up. Welcome back. So, I don't know why I don't have this more often. And I know I say that with a lot of blends that I review on here. But yeah, I don't know why I don't have this more often. Probably because I don't want to futz with preparing it. Because, I mean, let's be real. I need to throw a new flint in this. Let's be real. We all have busy lives. I don't always, and in fact rarely, feel like preparing a plug. I really don't. I don't have too many plug tobaccos in here. I have Salty Dogs, I have Peterson's 3Ps, and Cascadia, and Campsite. Or no, Cascadia is the... I have Campsite and I have another one. I think those are the only plugs I have in here. Honestly, never really put too much thought to it. But we all have busy lives, right? Don't always feel like going through the trouble of cutting it, letting it dry, rubbing it out, or folding and stuffing, or whatever method you prefer to use for a plug after you've prepared it. But I will say, this is one of the best Virginia Periques out there. And let me tell you, there's some sugar crystals on this one, for sure. They're very tiny, but you can see them pretty clearly. Well, I can. You can't. Sorry. This is honestly a very, very good summer blend. It smells like summer. I don't know how else to describe that. It just smells nice and fresh, and there's a little bit of spice to it, and to me, it's kind of the quintessential scent of like spring or summer. Now, at the filming of this video, it's it's September 22nd, so we are on the cusp of fall. Now, Ohio, for whatever reason, decided to not only start fall late, but also not get any rain for like the last 2 months. So it's not really feeling like fall. So I haven't really been reaching for the darker stuff unless it's like later at night, stuff like that. But this Virginia Perique is wonderful for right now. Currently it is 10:33 in the morning, and it is 75 degrees, which on its face isn't that bad, but we've got a high of like 90 today. Your boy don't like the heat. That's a big reason why I left New Mexico. It's too hot. But back to this blend. Honestly, it's kind of mouth-wateringly good. Got some grass, got some hay, got some spice. And when I say spice, I'm thinking like allspice or maybe like a star anise kind of flavor. And then there's like a little bit of stone fruit. stewed fruit kind of flavor. You know, the typical stuff that comes with, you know, the smaller proportions of Perique. I've got it in my Buckeyes Game Day Missouri Meerschaum. I call this the Buckeye Gentleman. Which I just made up just now. Yeah. So yeah, wonderful blend. Wonderful pipe, obviously, because Missouri Meerschaum makes the best cobs of any large manufacturer of pipes. Fight me on that. I really love this stuff, honestly. And really, if it was like, if they sold this in like a 1 pound brick, I would be all over it. Like, kind of like how Cornell and Diehl did, and I haven't had it yet because I wasn't jumping on the hype train, but kind of like Cornell and Diehl did with Folklore. And I still want to try that one. I just, certain times, I'll jump on the hype train. Okay? I'll jump on the hype train, no problem. Other times, I'm like, that hype train. It all depends on what kind of mood I'm in, really. But if you ever happen across this blend, it's honestly fantastic. It really is. It's, if you're looking for like a good, solid Virginia Perique, kind of a navy, like, I don't know, man. Like, the tin just screams like, I sound like a child right now, and I don't care. It makes me think of nautical, which then makes me think of the SpongeBob theme song. And now you have it in your head. You're welcome. So yeah, this blend, it's literally making my mouth water. It is so, so good. And when I say that, I'm not saying it's like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. In like a special way, it's just really well balanced. And I think that's why, because I'm salivating right now. This stuff's fantastic. But you do have to prepare it very, very well. The plug, if you've ever seen Peterson's 3Ps plug, it's very similar in density to that. So if you think you can just cut slices off and rub it out or fold it in stuff right after you cut it, it's not going to go well. You're not going to have a good time. You really have to dry this one out pretty well for it to take to the flame. Otherwise, you're just going to get very little, if any, flavor, and it's not going to stay lit, and you're going to get pissed, and then you'll be like, I'm never trying a plug again. There is some work that goes into it, people. But watch that video I included. It'll make sense. Retrohale is so good. This stuff's wonderful. So, if you can get a hold of this stuff, and that's medium-sized if, pick up a plug or two if you can. I plan on probably ordering a little bit more of this here soon. I've got another order that I'm going to be putting in to smoking pipes here in the next week or so. Nothing new really. I do have some Latakia blends that I will be trying. I'm going to address that here in a second. But I've got Peterson Killarney Red in my cart. I've got another pound of Haunted Bookshop because every couple months I just order more of it because tobacco's never going to be as cheap as it is right now. But I can't remember what else I've got in my cart, but nothing really new that I'm ordering. However, a very gracious viewer, albeit I think he's a bit of a newer viewer, that rhymed, he sent me several blends, and almost all of them were Latakia blends, and he did not realize that I was not a Latakia fan. That said, they are all aged at least 10 years. Got some Bothy Flake, got some, Germain's Latakia Flake, and several others that I can't think of off the top of my head. But I'm very cautiously optimistic. That is going to be a winter project. I won't say I'm determined to do it, but I am resolved to do it. I want to see if by some miracle or cruel joke, or however you want to look at it, if there is a Latakia blend out there that I can actually stomach. Every Latakia blend I've ever had, and I've said this in previous videos, tastes like Granny's perfume. And it doesn't matter. And I'm addressing those of you that have commented recently, telling me to try, I think it's Easy Times, maybe. I could be misremembering that, but those of you that have urged me to try these blends that are light Latakia blends, anytime, and I mean this with my whole heart, anytime someone has said, oh no, this is real light on the Latakia, there's hardly any in it, man, you won't even be able to notice it. Every time I can get a sniff of that and pick that Latakia is the first thing that I smell. I'm like, nope, there's Latakia in that. How did you smell that? It's immediate. My nose is like tuned to pick it out or something. And therefore my palate is also tuned to pick it out. Doesn't matter how light it is. I will always be able to pick it out. I haven't had one person they've even tried to do oh yeah, there's no Latakia in this, like just trying to see if but there really is. And they'll hand it to me and yes there is. How'd you know? I just know. It's like the whole, you know how some people have the gene to like or not like cilantro. Basically, like their palate tastes it as soap. That's me with Latakia, and my palate tastes it like my granny's perfume. I don't know what to do about it. I'm going to keep trying. It's not like it's not something I want to enjoy, because I really would like to enjoy English blends, and I'm telling you, I'm going to try them. I'm going to try them. I'm going to keep my mind open because I want to like them. I really do. That's all I've got for you today. I know this got off on a little bit of a tangent, but actually I get the best views sometimes when old Sonny goes off and y'all are sick. Anyway, I hope all of you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you have a wonderful work week coming up. And I hope that everything is going so incredibly well for you right now that you just can't stand it. So with that, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, but if you do, don't get caught. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.